So this Kwame Brown situation has been the most interesting pseudo basketball story that I've heard in the past week. And you don't see this type of stuff very often. You don't see a player that was ridiculed his entire NBA career all of a sudden get up and start just going at everyone the way Kwame Brown did. And he took some personal shots at Matt Barnes. He took some personal shots at Steven Jackson, some of which we included in our previous video, but I'm going to get straight to the point, not give you as much of a background as to who Kwame Brown is, and give you a whole timeline of how this entire situation went down. Now, I have some very important news to tell you guys. I just went and visited a doctor about my insomnia, and when we had a conversation with one another, he told me that I am suffering from a severe lack of the like button being smashed for the YouTube algorithm. So in order for me to finally get some sleep at night, guys, please take a moment to leave a like on this video so I could get more than 3 hours of sleep each and every night. In addition to that, make sure to check out our podcast featuring Mike Korzemba, Get Like Coop, and myself. We're just three lovable idiots talking about basketball, and we're giving away a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X once we get to 40,000 subscribers to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on that channel. Now that we get all of that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? So for those of you guys that don't know who Kwame Brown is, pretty much think of Anthony Bennett, but the 2000s version of him. He was selected #1 overall in a draft class that wasn't necessarily the greatest. Like, even his draft class resembled Anthony Bennett's draft because out of the top 10, only Pau Gasol and Tyson Chandler really stand out to me as players, and I think Pau Gasol would probably be the only Hall of Fame caliber player in that top 10. So to give you an idea of how big of a bust Kwame Brown was, throughout his entire career, he averaged 6.6 points per game, despite playing 607 games in the NBA. As a result, when Stephen A. Smith would say things like this,
Kwame Brown is gone. The city of angels, Hollywood, just should be celebrating. Throw a parade already, whether you win a championship or not. This man was a bona fide scrub. He can't play. No disrespect whatsoever, but I'm sorry to tell everybody the truth. The man cannot play the game of basketball. He has small hands. He can't catch the ball. He's got bad feet. He can't really move, even though he's mobile. Doesn't really know what he's doing. Doesn't have a post move that he puts to memory that he can do 2 times in a row. He has no game whatsoever. Plays no defense. Doesn't have the heart, the passion, or anything that comes with it. And you're asking me whether they gave up too much? Please. The Los Angeles Lakers knew exactly what they were doing. They should be celebrating right now, and Kobe Bryant should not be saying a word.
You wouldn't really hear Kwame Brown clap back very often. As a matter of fact, he was a very soft-spoken guy, and I can imagine why. He was one of the most disappointing draft picks in NBA history, even though he was drafted in a fairly weak draft class. So this is where things get really weird, okay? Randomly, on the All the Smoke podcast, which is a podcast that features Matt Barnes, Steven Jackson, they once had Jeannie Buss on the podcast, and on that episode of the podcast, Jeannie Buss kind of reflected on the Pau Gasol trade, and it was a very, mild reflection. As a matter of fact, take a look at this clip.
Did you guys thank Jerry? Because wasn't Jerry over in Memphis and gave you guys Pau?
Well, we traded Marc Gasol,
yeah, that's what people,
right?
You got him for nothing, not realizing that what you guys gave him was Marc Gasol.
And Kwame Brown. And so...
Marc Gasol.
And...
Right.
So, you played with Mark?
No. That was a one-man trade. You just used the name. That name was just there.
So now we get Pau. We go on this run, and we end up in the NBA Finals.
Look, man, I don't like victimizing people unnecessarily, but come on. At this point, you're kind of beating a dead horse. This man hasn't played a game in the NBA in almost a decade, and just throwing shade at him for no reason. Yeah, Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes are kind of coming off as bullies here. But man, I must admit, I would have never thought that this one comment would have resulted in all of this. Because here's what Kwame Brown's initial response was.
Their entire life to get to a point to where most men only dream about. I think you guys need to focus and channel that energy on some more real problems, like the way we are as black males and the way that we look. And Steven Jackson, maybe you could put that motherfucking blunt out and pull your pants up on your ass and put that rag down and act like a grown ass man instead of a little ass boy. Becky with the good hair, go to counseling. You niggas is the worst nigga. You took food. You took down there. What did I get? 3 years, 25 with the Lakers. I was slotted to get 80, 88 because what a Tyson got. Nigga, you took millions out my mouth, nigga, and you shout like you somebody, like you love black folks. You the whitest black boy I ever know. So y'all niggas miss me with all that, nigga. Whichever one of these white folks paying you niggas to come at me, this here one, you niggas better go find you something better to do. Becky with the good hair, you need counseling, boy. All that goddamn rage for no reason. She chose, nigga. She chose.
So I believe when Kwame Brown says she chose, I think he's making a reference to Matt Barnes' situation with his kids and Derek Fisher. And that's a whole different rabbit hole and a completely different story. But I guess to summarize that situation, in 2015, Derek Fisher began dating Matt Barnes' estranged wife. And Matt Barnes had kids with that wife. So that's what Kwame Brown is referring to. And oh, believe me, he doesn't stop mentioning this one bit because, like I said, this one incident really sets Kwame Brown off the rails.
The only joke you got, boy, when is this basketball joke gonna run out? You keep hitting me with basketball jokes. I keep hitting you with your real soft ass, punk ass life. Now, which one didn't like you, boy? Your granddaddy that was black or your granddaddy that was white? Cause there's some deep issues in you, boy, that you can't understand what the fuck I'm trying to say. That in America right now, boy, white people are scared to talk about black people right now as a whole. And you niggas getting on camera every day talking about black men. Derek Fisher done open your doors to your house. Derek Fisher got your key to your truck. Bitch ass nigga, send some gas money so he can pick them kids up. What is Derek Fisher? Is he the mentor or the stepdaddy or what? Cause he your mentor too, you punk. I ain't got shit to lose. I don't got no big podcast. You the dumb nigga that keep responding to a nigga that you bigger than. You stupid motherfucker. You ain't learned nothing cause you think you tough. A light-skinned nigga like you with slick ass hair should be acting like Drake and taking niggas' girls. But no, you getting your girl too. Cause you wanna be a thug. You want to smoke weed and play cards all night, punk.
And Becky with the good hair, I hope you learned your lesson. You need to shut your goddamn mouth. You ain't a man amongst men. I don't want to hear shit else from you. You can pass out weed. I heard Yuck Mouth say it on the podcast. You cool because you showed up and passed out weed. See, that's what I'm talking about. We got to get stupid ass niggas like you out of our culture. That don't mean you cool, bitch. You should have been passing out book bags, you dumb motherfucker. You should have been passing out some hope to these children. But no, what you want to spread the fuck around is that you some type of tough nigga because your emotional ass had to jump your motherfucking gate, bitch. That mean you wasn't welcome there. You one of them sadistic, suicidal, crazy son, bitch. How the fuck you gotta jump the gate at your own house, bitch? You a goddamn shame. Not only was a nigga in your house, you gotta jump your own goddamn gate? Damn, you ain't welcome, boy. Just like you ain't welcome in none of these real man conversations. So shut your goddamn mouth, bitch.
Now, Matt Barnes would respond to what Kwame Brown is saying here, even inviting him for an opportunity to box.
Shit, if me and you got a box before, during, or after, then shake hands to get this shit done. You know I'm always with the shit. But come tell your story, man. Get that shit up off your chest. You attacking Stephen A. Smith, he's almost 60 years old. He don't want to fight you. But I ain't got no issues. Like I said, I'm with the shit. So you can bring your hookah. You can bring that front seat of your car that you're always in, ranting about. Make yourself feel comfortable, whatever you need to feel comfortable. But come on all the smoke and tell your story, my nigga. We'll be in Atlanta next month. Let me know what's...
This gets to a pretty crazy point where Kwame Brown calls out individuals that he feels like are failing black people in the media industry. So just this one comment from All the Smoke resulted in Kwame Brown not only calling out all those individuals, but also calling out Bill Gates and his side chicks eventually. So first, let's finish this thing with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson because Kwame Brown responded to Matt Barnes inviting him over to the All the Smoke podcast. Oh, and before we get to that, I just want to let you guys know I'm giving away a pair of Apple AirPod Maxes to anyone that follows me on Instagram.
Bitch ass nigga in the car looking just like Dennis the Menace. Oh, well, you know, I know you heard. I know you is. You can come on my show. Nigga, you heard. If my girl would have made me jump over a gate for a house that I pay for and let a nigga drive my truck, you had to jump your own gate to your house. Bitch ass nigga, shut up. Don't give me no more advice, nigga. Fuck, the nigga jumping his own gate he paid for. Millionaire ass nigga jumping a gate. Bitch, you had a game the next day. You could have twisted your ankle, you dumb motherfucker. You finna fuck the whole checkup behind this motherfucker. Are y'all still together? No, nigga, they about to get married, ain't it? You dumb, emotional motherfucker. How the fuck you gonna give some advice? Dumb bitch that got himself suspended because he was supposed to driving 9-10 hours speeding and crying and shit. I can imagine you on that highway with that goddamn comb over, nigga. You was spraying activator trying to make sure you look good while you was fighting. The bitch ass nigga. You was so goddamn aggressive, you probably had the key to the gate, but your bitch ass still jumped over. You had the key to the gate, bitch ass nigga. You probably still jumped over the gate, nigga. The fuck you talking about? You trying to give advice? Shut your god. I told you, little boy.
Now, before we get to Charlemagne and Bill Gates' portion of this entire controversy, I wanted to get you guys Steven Jackson's response.
Hey, here we go. So, Kwame Brown got mad at us. He got mad at me because Jenny Buss was talking about a trade that he was involved in, and I said, no, it was one player in the trade, not two. Joking on his basketball skills. Everybody in the world has joked on your basketball skills, bro. But these are your skills. Everybody been joking about that. One thing you can't joke about with me is my basketball skills. You haven't said nothing about that, right? So you are in control of your own basketball skills. So be mad at yourself. I was the second to last pick. You was the first pick. Who had a better career? So don't make it personal, bro. Every people joke about some things in my career. I don't take it personal, but they can't say I was sorry. They can't say I was a bust. So, bro, be mad at yourself, bro. Everybody joke on you. Now, if you allowed to have your own opinion. I respect that, bro. You allowed to have your own opinion. And when people say things about you, you are allowed to defend yourself like a man. You are a man. I understand that. But I can tell you was hurt because you went to saying which I don't mind addressing. I'm saying I buy pussy. Stop for law. I'm trying to stop my cursing. But you say I buy sex from women. Bro, I stayed in the strip club. Everybody know that. Well, I wish I knew how much money I spent in the strip club. What? Every day a week, yes, I was in the strip club. Everybody know that I hung with strippers, I flew strippers out, all that, bro. I sure did. It ain't tricking if you got it. I had a great time. And if we had Instagram when I was playing in the NBA in 07, 04, all them years, I would have been kicked out the NBA. Yeah, I was living like a rock star. I sure was, bro. I'm not proud of it, but yeah, and that's what happened. So what? I'm not proud of it, but yeah, and that's what happened. So what?
I think my biggest problem with Steven Jackson is it seems like he just says whatever it takes in the moment to win the favor of those watching him. Because I do side with Kwame Brown on this. It was literally 1 year ago where Steven Jackson was getting in front of the masses and discussing how black people needed to lift each other up. And then he goes on a podcast, which he has a very big platform on, and takes a cheap shot at a guy that I literally haven't heard of in about a decade. Then he contradicts himself by saying he wasn't proud of the fact that he would go into strip clubs.
Yeah, I was living like a rock star. I sure was, bro. I'm not proud of it, but yeah, and that's what happened.
But he's literally bragging about it on his Instagram live.
Well, I wish I knew how much money I spent in the strip club. What? Every day a week, yes, I was in the strip club. Everybody know that I hung with strippers, I flew strippers out, all that, bro. I sure did.
I don't know. Let me know in the comment section down below. Who are you siding with on this? Because I really am siding with Kwame Brown here. He's coming out, he's being very real, and he's calling out all of the superficial stuff that you see in the media, including people that don't even pertain to sports like Charlemagne the God.
And you won't talk analytics, you won't talk minutes played, you won't talk none of that. So it's convenient for you to keep saying that and saying, well, I'm mad, but I'm not mad at that. I'm mad that as soon as Cam Newton don't play like a Super Bowl quarterback every second of every play, if he limp up just a little bit, y'all start talking about him like his career needs to be over. Same thing you did to Carmelo Anthony. Same thing you do to all these players. Same thing y'all did to Allen Iverson. Y'all start highlighting. You talk about practice. Instead of you dumb bitches doing some research and seeing that it wasn't about that. You motherfuckers have been doing clickbait for the longest. And it's sad that now that you've been called out on it, you try to portray me as just some butt-hurt bum basketball player that's just out to just yell and shout and curse people. So I'm not gonna curse you right now. I can still have an opinion that you ugly as hell, but I shouldn't, and to me, hell is not really a curse word. Maybe it is to you. And no, I shouldn't be critiquing your looks, nor should you care. I just still think it's funny to say you ugly as hell.
So, Steven Jackson, Charlamagne the God rape case guy that actually pled guilty and got away with it. We're gonna name you got away with it. So because I called two gentlemen that you can clearly hear on your podcast that they tapped somebody and said only one person was part of the trade. You mean to tell me you gonna purport the story the way that you see fit? You want to talk about a brother that I never met, that my father had children outside of his marriage, just like DJ Envy cheating ass? So I'm wrong because my father had a son at the time that I never met. So you gonna put out to the world that like I'm some killer. When I asked these gentlemen and they said they was joking. So now it's time to light your little rapist ass up too. We're gonna find that girl you raped, punk, allegedly. Matter of fact, we ain't gotta say alleged because you on the docket, bitch. So we gonna talk about you. Since you punk ass beta males that's on the Breakfast Club, DJ Envy, no neck having punk weasel ass, you just like the rest of them niggas lying all the goddamn time. And Charlamagne, you shut your punk ass up, nigga. Cause since when words became violent? You niggas taking too many marching orders from women. You dumb son of a bitch. In the definition of the word violence, it start with physical altercation, physical contact, not words, bitch. So I don't subscribe to that. So I'll see you in a minute to get violent on YouTube, you punk motherfucker. Y'all talking about somebody violent because they talking. They ain't violent when they saying they gonna come to Atlanta. They not violent. I'm the violent. That's the message y'all want to put out. My daddy go to jail, so it's my fault. Bitch ass nigga, I told you. See how y'all want to tell the story? See people? See how they want to tell the story? A rose that grew through the cement. I don't got nothing to do with what my daddy did, bitch. I got my own hands, my own arms, and my own brain. And you got your own body and your own penis that allegedly you used to rape a girl, you punk bitch. And you so protected, you bald head, weasel face, bleach face motherfucker that nobody taking you off air for raping a girl. But you get up on camera talking about protect all women. And now a man finally calling your bitch ass out. Now I'm violent from my truck. I'm a violent guy from my truck talking on the phone. Fuck out of here. See you on YouTube, bitch.
So this last part is extremely random, but I guess you guys wanted a rationale for why the thumbnail was how it looked like. Well, Kwame Brown called out Bill Gates' mistresses. I don't know if you guys heard about the situation going on with Bill Gates and him getting called out for potentially having an affair with an employee, but this is pretty much Kwame Brown's response to that entire situation.
You ain't say shit about Bill Gates. Y'all don't chase him around. And some of you women gotta stop being complicit and telling every goddamn thing. Bitch, you know you a hoe and you slinging that pussy. Shut your goddamn mouth. This nigga's a great man. You slinging that pussy? Shut up. Ain't nobody force you in that goddamn room. If he did, call the police. But if not, shut your goddamn mouth. You tearing down black men that's building. Bill Gates got to build every goddamn computer he wanted to build and have a side bitch, and his white woman ain't say a motherfucking thing. And they got a nice little divorce that they gonna part ways and they still fucking building. But see, when your focus ain't on building nothing and your focus ain't on having nothing, you will attach yourself to somebody and tear them down faster than anything because you don't believe you were worth a goddamn.
And that's all we have so far. Kwame Brown also goes on to call out Jamil Hill. He called out Stephen A. Smith. He calls out pretty much a lot of people. And I didn't want this video to become like, I don't know, an hour long or even, I don't like when my videos go past the 20-minute mark. So I'm going to post that on my Twitter and on my Instagram page if you guys want to check that out. Now, make sure you guys check us out on the Laced Up podcast because we're going to be discussing this week. We're giving away a PlayStation 5 to a subscriber that turns on our notifications on that channel. And if you enjoyed the content, make sure you leave a like because this was pretty hard to make. Aside from that, I'm your boy Mike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.